Yeah, matey, we're gonna react to How to Get Revenge by JonTron, and I've seen a few of his videos. I've seen a lot of his videos actually, but I haven't been up to date with his stuff. So this is, I think, the most recent one that I haven't seen before. So yeah, we're just gonna check it out and see how it goes.
Oh yeah, I was just about
And
to.
I'll probably just.
Whoa, Nelly, what is that?
A tank. And I'll probably just change some stuff as we go along, try to improve stuff. But yeah, first reaction. So hope you like it.
You can't park that thing here. But you know where you can park that thing?
No.
World of Tanks, which is
World of
incidentally the
Tanks.
amazing sponsor of today's video. This ain't just any old game of pew pew, my friends. This is a game of pew pew in giant hunks of historically accurate metal. Oh yeah, we're talking.
Is this, and I pause a lot, so yeah, is this the game with all the documents released that was, or not released, but documents that were leaked onto the internet, or was it, because I know there's World of Tanks, I also know there's World of Warships, and I think there's another one, but I'm not sure which one was the one that got documents leaked of, like manuals and all that stuff, so yeah.
Talking about the granddaddy
could
of
be this one.
strategic tank warfare. Dive headfirst into the fray and find yourself upon a fleet of dazzlingly authentic-to-life war machines.
This is one where you can
Would you
also
look at these
customize the
absolute
skins too,
threads
right?
on
Or is that all
treads?
of them?
And guess what? You, yes you, can command your battalion of steel behemoths for the low, low price of absolutely nothing. New
What a
recruit,
deal.
use the code COMBAT when you sign up and unlock the Vault of Wonders. We're talking the Cromwell Beat Tank, a hefty stash of 250,000 credits, 7
Wait, I was like, when is 250,000 a lot, or is it just minimal?
glorious days of premium access, and not one, not two, but
They make it
3
seem like
rental
it's a
tanks.
lot, but
I cannot believe
it
what
could
I'm hearing.
very well
Are you
just be
hearing
like
this? With over 800
fraction
tanks
of
to
one
choose
thing.
from, you'll find a playstyle that suits your fancy, and then some.
I mean, it
Commandeer
does look
light,
cool. I
medium,
might try it
and
out on
heavy
my
tanks.
gaming
Or you
channel,
could just
so.
become a sneaky little destroyer. Sneaky little stupid guy, stupid baby tank, just step on him. You could be him. So, click that link at the top of the description, and remember, the combat code is exclusively for you fresh-faced privates out there. So
New
let's show
players
them
only.
what new blood can do, while it's, still inside your body, preferably. And now, our feature Halloween-themed presentation. Sort of. Trick or treat! They say
this
hell
is
hath no fury like a woman scorned.
well
And normally I
done.
would have said that was like an oversimplification, overgeneralization, but then I saw this.
No.
Oh, forgot to plug it in. Damn it! Come on. Then I saw this. How to Get Revenge, starring Linda Blair.
Is that the real VHS cover? Because that looks so, I mean, I guess given the time period, but the only VHS covers I recognize or remember are the Disney ones, and they look more elaborate than this. This looks almost comical. Like, what's the nail for? Or a screw? What's that screw for?
That's right, those morals are going from blood red to blood gray. And yes, it is the very same Linda Blair who cemented her legacy as a legendary scream queen after her performance as Reagan O'Neill, the possessed girl from The Exorcist. You may
I
also
have
remember
not
her
seen
from
that.
Fox Family's paranormal reality series, The Scariest Places on Earth. You know, the one with the
that.
really weird voice.
Pasquale senses an angry spirit who was denied proper burial.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was all about.
Sounds
Anyways, well, in 1989, she starred in what IMDb calls a dark and humorous take on how to get revenge on those that have wronged you. Featuring
Okay.
guy whose face is, he doesn't
So
even
is
want to
it-
be associated with this. But too
It's not
bad.
supposed
This
to be
is the
taken
modern
seriously,
age.
right?
We have
If
AI
it's supposed to be
face
dark and
unblurring
humorous.
technology. You can't hide. Okay, never mind. I actually see why that might have been that way. That actually checks out. Put that back the way it was. What, you don't think this is scary enough for Halloween? Then I guess you must not fear pieces of media fraught with opportunities for litigious action. Oh, look at you. You're so brave. This
Isn't
should
that
be a
Isn't that like the majority of, let's say, like 80s stuff?
pretty wild ride. So
It
let's
is-
see
it is wild.
how to get revenge.
Oh, that is peak 80s and 90s. Reminds me of, America's Funniest Home Videos with.
I was just reading a few pages from a fascinating book.
It was like way back
It is
when.
literally filled with countless pieces of wisdom. One in particular deserves quoting. It reads, "Vengeance is mine." Now that's a powerful quote. And from what book am I reading? The Bible.
Oh, hey, are we playing Use the Bible to justify what I want to do right now? I freaking love this
Isn't
game.
there like a lot of
Leviticus 27:4.
bad quotes?
The price of a woman between 20 and 60 years of age shall be 30 shekels.
Like that one.
Oh, come on, I don't buy that. There's got to be some depreciation along the way.
Now let
Oh,
me
there's-
ask you a
like,
personal question.
It's really,
Has
it's
someone
a
ever
really
made
long
you so
story
angry,
too. From what
so
I
upset
haven't read the whole thing, but
that you considered
from
some
what I've
form of
heard,
retribution, some form of revenge?
Me? Oh, come on. That's not in my constitution.
I mean, personally, yes, but I mean, I would say like I would say the majority of people have some sort of thoughts, but I would assume that the majority wouldn't act up on them as well. It's just intrusive thoughts that you don't let them win or something like that.
Okay, fine, you caught me. But you would have done the same in my shoes. That damn dog stole my NBA career. Damn you, Airbud!
Let's face it,
I did see her,
revenge
but
can be
that was
sweet,
pretty good.
especially when it's against someone who really deserves it.
Ooh, hello. That seems to be coming a little too naturally to her. You know, maybe this was her idea after all.
I'm just more afraid of the consequences, but maybe that's just me. So
Oh, she didn't need to be coerced. This is, she's getting enjoyment from this. So yeah, this whole thing appears to just be an actual guide on how to get revenge on people you don't like. And that wouldn't be like
This
too
is
weird
not
if it weren't for the
serious,
fact that a
right?
very famous person was headlining it.
If it's
I
comedic,
don't
it's
really
supposed to be
understand what they were
more-
thinking when they conceived of this. How exactly?
like, is it more, I want to say, comical ways or not realistic? I don't know.
Exactly
We'll
was
see.
this supposed to be received by the general public? Did anyone watch this and think it was normal or useful? I mean, you can already tell it's got this kind of weird, dark undertone to it, like,
Oh, shh, don't tell my wife.
Potato in the tailpipe. Yeah, I don't. I have a bad feeling about
Look,
this.
let me tell you my favorite revenge story.
Jesus Christ.
you assume they're joking, but, like, at the same time, it doesn't really feel like it. Seriously, who was the intended audience for this? It must have been really awkward to rent this from Blockbuster, you know? This isn't for, like, research or anything. I'm just, like a huge fan of Linda Blair. I jack off to this, okay? I only jack off
What
to...
was it?
Awkward to rent this from Blockbuster, you know?
I can't read that. It's too small.
This isn't for, like, research or anything. I'm just, like
I was
a
using
huge fan of
DOS, I
Linda
think. Color key one-sided, rubber grip domestic key. All above reduced 20%. Twisty key ring. Okay.
Blair.
I thought it was supposed to be saying.
I jack off to this, okay?
Easter
I
egg.
only jack off to this. Why are you looking at me like I belong on some kind of FBI watch list? Let's look at your rental history.
Also, I've seen Blockbusters. I've just never been in one. I've been to, what was it, the Hollywood Video? It was like always next to a Game Crazy, back when Game Crazy was a thing. Now it's just GameStop. So.
National Geographic Safari Edition? I guess we got a furry here, everybody.
Now, when I talk about revenge, I'm not talking about bodily injury to anybody. I mean, that is definitely
Oh.
not our purpose here.
No,
That's
no, of
good.
course not. And on behalf of our legal team, we thank you for clarifying, Linda. Anyways, check out how the belt on this chainsaw's perfect for going through this hedge in the shape of my sister who cut me out of my dad's will. Oh my
jeez.
gosh, look at that perfectly clean cut, not related to anything in this material existence. So anyways, now the thing starts in earnest, and she starts off by showing us this guy who apparently specializes in messing with people's houses or something, but not before she
So
gets...
that has to be silly, right? Putting clothes in the fridge? Okay.
Just this important message.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lived long enough to know that's a serious threat.
What's with the
Thanks for the heads up.
flare?
Meet Private Investigator Kyle Pappenfuss. He's about to take us on a tour of what one can do to a Mark's home.
There's so much about this, I don't even know where to
That
begin.
pose,
Do I talk
though.
about how he's Pappenfuss? Do I talk about his bold stance he's got there? Do I talk about the fact that she just referred to the victim of the crime she's about to encourage as a fucking mark?
So I think that's the first time I've seen a mailbox that's attached to a tree. Usually it's just on a post or something like that, but not on a tree.
Is that what I talk about? Let's hear old Pappenfuss out, huh? He might have something good to say. Let's climb right up into that Pappenfussy, swirl around and see what's in there.
All right. First things first. The mailbox. Easy pickings. Everybody has a mailbox, and everybody reaches for
It
their
looks
mail.
like a face.
In the history of the world, nothing good has ever followed that sentence.
Who says you can't put more than mail in there, huh?
Oh
Isn't
my God.
it against the law?
Man, this guy, I don't know, he's got like an X factor. Like, you know, he says it how it is. Hold on a second.
Like only
Like, you know
the
when someone just
owners
like
of the
speaks to
residents
you
and
on
like
that on that extra level, you just want to write it down so you can format it later into like a 124-page about manifesto. Like, that's what this guy's doing for me. This is a knowledgeable guy. You can learn something from this guy.
Think of something nasty you wouldn't want in there. Get the picture?
So at this
Better
point, she
go and
moves on
dislike
from the
that.
last guy, and she goes to this like private investigator who I guess people would go to if they wanted to get revenge on someone. I don't know. Was this a real thing back then? I thought this was just a thing that only happened in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Mr. Vickers, could you give us an example of what could be done to a
I don't
former
remember if I
friend
seen
or
it or
lover?
not. But it's been a long time ago.
Oh, sorry, you caught me off guard
I
there.
probably
I didn't
must have
notice
seen
the
it,
film crew
the
laying
TV
undersea
version.
cables through my kitchen and dining room for the last 7 hours. Anyways, now for my candid statement that may or may not land me in a class action civil suit. Look at my hat. Look at my hat. Look at my hat here. I have the hat. I have a hat. I'm just saying that because he has a hat there.
Fancy hat. He has a hat.
Okay, let's talk about friends, such as my client, Mr. Harold Jerriman over here. Harold, why don't you pick it up from there?
Well, the incident took
that-
place on Thursday afternoon during my lunch break.
So just to bring you up to speed on the lore behind this part, this guy, he's
Hair
got a
seems
complaint
off,
that he got bullied out of a seat at a Chinese restaurant because of, God knows, I don't know. Do you see anything? I don't see anything. Yeah. See no evil, hear no evil. I
Who
might be speaking
does
to evil.
that? Do people really do that? I mean, maybe in like high school or like primary school, but in a real life restaurant, people do that.
I was so humiliated. This kind of thing happened to me
Oh,
many
look at
times
those
in the
lenses,
past,
though.
and I wanted to get even with that man. I looked upon him as being all the people who have hurt me rolled into one, and that's when I contacted Mr. Vickers.
See, this
Yeah,
is
that-
where it actually gets dark and scary.
That
Okay,
doesn't
the rest
seem
was jokes.
healthy.
This is where the goosebumps start to go up my arm. You do not want to be the last guy in the line to piss this guy off. That's the vibe I'm picking up from this.
Well, when Harold first came to me, he didn't know what to do. All he had was the punk's license number, but that was enough for me. I went down to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and I filled out a form.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I just gotta stop. I gotta ask. Is the guy on the right small or is the guy on the left big? Because I can't tell which one is which because they both kind of look like they're normal sized relatively, but when they're next to each other like this, I can't tell.
Now, Harold here was adamant about getting even with him himself, so
I think they're
we
the
laid out
same
a battle
size,
plan.
just one's a little bit
Harold, you
skinnier.
take over, buddy.
With pleasure. I planted a toy handgun under the truck seat. Then I went
What?
to a telephone and phoned the police and stated anonymously that I had seen where the robber lived. To make a long story short, the police arrived just as the man was getting into his truck.
Yeah, this right here is when he knew he fucked up for real. Okay, he's not
So-
laughing anymore. He was like, okay, I was playing it up for the camera. What's
No-
going
no
on with you?
physical
I
harm,
think this guy's for
remember.
real. Call somebody. I don't want to be near him anymore. Yeah, so Big Boss Daddy over here is just talking about how he framed an innocent person by planting a gun on them in the dark of night, and that's just fine.
Isn't it
See, that's what I'm
also-
saying about this. I've dug up as much as I could on the internet.
Like, is it also like against the law to give fake tips or something like that? Because I feel like that could be easily traced back, but maybe it wasn't easily trace backable back then. Whenever this video came out, I don't know.
About this film, and there's just not that much information on the thing itself or the people involved in it. Like, these people don't really seem like they're acting the whole time. They're sort of just playing it off like it's an act, but I don't know if I buy
I don't
it.
see how,
There's even a
like,
part later
comedic
that's
this
just a
is.
guy showing you how to sabotage a car. Isn't there some kind of federal clause prohibiting this sort of thing?
All right, the next thing here we'll deal with is cooling system. The idea is to put substances in there that expand with water. Baking flour, pancake batter, or
Yeah.
even paper mache.
Really, the only limit?
That just
Your
seems
imagination. As long as it stalls their
physical
engine when they're
harm,
already
right?
doing 90 down the interstate.
It's like it harms the car, but it doesn't harm the person unless if it breaks down and they get into a crash.
I'll co-sign that.
Now, if your Mark is a member of the minority, you might turn him over to the Immigration Service.
Oh my God! What was it?
What?
I'm okay. Is everyone okay? Oh, thank God she told me to put this seatbelt on earlier. To be honest, if I knew that was coming, I probably would have installed like a lap bar or something. There we go. That's perfect. I'll be needing this to get through the rest of the video at this rate. Jesus Christ! He's telling people to falsely report people to the immigration services.
I feel like there's some. Yeah. These ways are not. They're just not legal. Maybe
How was this made? Seriously, how
maybe
was this
people thought
ever acceptable? That this
that
could
these were
not
too
have
outlandish, so
flown
people
back
wouldn't
then.
do
Even
them or
then,
something
right?
like that. When it was
This is
made, I
going
don't
to cause
know.
him hours and hours of endless paperwork trying to prove he's a citizen of this country.
But they're gonna
And
go
better
back
yet,
after you.
They
if
might
you
just deport him. And that'll teach you to
I
think
mean,
twice about stealing my parking
feel
spot
like
at
they're-
Trader Joe's again,
like
huh,
the
you wily
consequences of your
bastard?
actions. Right?
So if this wasn't already weird enough, at this point she brings on an actual detective from the police force. If you
Detective
recall from
J.M.
earlier, that one guy had his face completely blurred as well, so it lends credence to the fact that these are real people who had stature in their respective institutions and didn't want their identities released.
And to give us a few examples is Detective J.M. I'd like to play a little game with you, if that's all right. I'll give you a situation.
Did I say that's all right? If I recall, I just stared at you menacingly. Do I look like I have time to play backgammon, sweetie? I am a working professional. Okay, one quick game of Elephant on the Elephant, but then we get back to
What?
business. Oh, the butterflies tickle my face on the way up and down.
That's a thing.
And then I'd like you to respond with a method of male revenge that you would recommend.
Okay, shoot.
Let's say the Mark is a family man.
No, I mean like shoot him, literally. Just use a gun. What are you mailing him something for? What is it, his birthday? Just off him. Use a pistol like this. Like that, just like this.
That goes
Like
against
that.
the physical harm.
Right here, like this.
Let's say the Mark is a family man. You know, a wife, 2 kids, a dog. What can you do to disrupt the entire family as opposed to just the Mark?
Yeah, you know, just like it says in this old book I used to spearhead this whole
What does the
operation.
family
The
have to
son
do?
should not suffer the sins of the father. I didn't see that.
Put them on offensive mailing lists. Pornographic mailing lists such as pornographic magazines, pornographic merchandise. Put them on the Communist Party's
no.
mailing list. There are hundreds of mailing lists you can put them on.
Did they think this through at all? In this part, he's literally advocating to send pornography to where, like, minors could see or access it. Did anyone make...
Like again, isn't this not legal to do? Also, like disrupting the family, but as long as there's no physical harm, right?
making this have even the
Mentally,
slightest
however.
semblance of a moral compass? Just send them smut, or I don't know, put some Karl Marx in front of them. That'll confuse the shit out of them. Their grades will go down or something. That guy don't make no sense.
By the way, there are dozens upon dozens of homosexual and bisexual magazines available today.
Son of a bitch, the lab bar
I like he just has some on hand just to show.
wasn't enough!
I found if you mail these to the Mark's place of work, you can start rumors
That'll
and quickly
work.
get them fired.
Fascinating. Well, Detective, thank you very
He's
much
just
for your
laughing about it, too.
suggestions.
I put my stamp of approval on this. I won't regret this at all. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, I feel like
But
it's so
before I
traceable.
leave you for good this Halloween season, I want to put to use some of those interesting skills I learned throughout the course of today's video.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hello?
Is your refrigerator running?
Yes?
Did you, it's not a joke. I planted a bomb in your bathtub.
Oh my gosh! Oh well, thank you for calling.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I have to go. I hope you had fun. Bye.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Plus, you said not to use violence in your thing. So I don't know why you
Yeah.
think I'd do that. Hello?
Written
Am
and
I-
directed by literal
Am I
psychopaths.
doing the show now? Am I the host? Hi, Mom. I know this probably isn't like what you expected from me. I know you wanted me to go to like medical school, but I don't know. I just feel like the doctor industry, it's not up and coming anymore the same way the straight to VHS industry is. No, it's not a phase. Stop calling it that.
Yeah, that's no, go back. How do I go back? Anyways, yeah, that is so bad. Like though I only think that they make these outlandish things because they think it's comical because it's so outlandish, but if someone actually tried it, like the repercussions are pretty bad. So yeah, I don't know how did that get made. The 80s were wild. If I remember, like the training videos for work is like so wild as well. So it's very outlandish without regards of like, yeah, it was a different time back then. But yeah, that was How to Get Revenge by JonTron. But I'll link to the video in the description down below for those that are interested. Yeah, if you like it, like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. It's my first reaction to this channel, so yeah, I'll probably do more. Now, I don't know about other channels as well too. So yeah, that was a wild video. It was the cover of it's so deceptive too. Like where does the devil and the? I mean, I assume there's a bit in the video where it talks about putting in a screw through like a tire or something. I want to say when that one person was talking about with the car stuff. So maybe there, but yeah, that just seems so bad. Like everything, at least nowadays, everything of those just seems so traceable, and I feel like you're gonna get in a lot more trouble than what you're trying to achieve, really. So yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.